ranked number 7 by the World Boxing Council from Queens, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Mitch Blood Green. Undefeated in 20 professional bouts with 19 knockouts. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Mike Tyson.
While Mitch Green was trying to prove he belonged among the heavyweight elite, another fighter was rapidly becoming the most feared young boxer in the world. Mike Tyson's story began in the rough neighborhoods of Brooklyn, New York. As a troubled teenager, he often found himself in trouble with the law, and few could have predicted the future that awaited him. Under D'Amato's guidance, Tyson transformed into a boxing phenomenon. He wasn't the tallest heavyweight, he wasn't the biggest, but what he lacked in size, he made up for with explosive power, incredible speed, and a relentless style that left opponents overwhelmed. Tyson slipped punches, closed distance with frightening efficiency, and unleashed combinations that few fighters could survive. When he turned professional in 1985, the results were immediate. Fight after fight, opponents crumbled under Tyson's pressure. Knockouts piled up at an astonishing rate. Crowds came expecting violence, and Tyson rarely disappointed. What made him so terrifying wasn't just that he won, it was the way he won. Every appearance felt like a warning to the rest of the heavyweight division. By early 1986, Tyson was still only 19 years old, yet he had already become one of the most talked about fighters in boxing. Experts debated how far he could go, while fans packed arenas to witness his latest destruction. But with every knockout, the expectations grew. Soon, people began asking a different question. Could anyone survive against Mike Tyson long enough to expose a weakness? Many believed the answer was no. Then came Mitch Green, a towering, fearless heavyweight who wasn't impressed by Tyson's reputation and wasn't afraid to say it publicly. For the first time in months, Tyson had found an opponent who welcomed the challenge. The venue was Madison Square Garden in New York City, one of the most famous arenas in the world. The crowd had gathered to watch the latest chapter in the rise of heavyweight boxing's most exciting young star. At just 19 years old, Mike Tyson entered the arena carrying an undefeated record and a growing reputation for destruction. Every fight seemed to end the same way. The opening bell would ring, Tyson would stalk forward, and before long, another opponent would be left staring up at the lights. Many fans expected Mitch Green to suffer the same fate, but Green didn't see himself as another victim. As he made his way toward the ring, the towering heavyweight looked calm and confident. Standing 6'5" with a significant height and reach advantage, Green believed he possessed the exact tools needed to frustrate Tyson. While most fighters focused on surviving Tyson's power, Green planned to make the young star work for every second of the fight. The contrast between the two men was impossible to ignore. Tyson was compact, muscular, and explosive. Every movement seemed loaded with aggression. Green, meanwhile, looked like the prototype of a traditional heavyweight, tall, rangy, and difficult to reach. When the introductions ended and the fighters moved to the center of the ring, the atmosphere inside Madison Square Garden changed instantly. Everyone knew Tyson was dangerous. The question was whether Green could do what nobody else had managed to do. Green tried to make use of his reach advantage early. He extended his jab, looking to keep Tyson at a distance. On paper, it was the correct strategy. Tyson's greatest strength came when he got inside. Green needed space to be effective, but Tyson had spent years learning how to close that space. Moving his head constantly, he slipped beneath jabs and stepped forward with purpose. Every time Green attempted to establish range, Tyson seemed to find a way inside. Still, Green wasn't folding under the pressure. Unlike many previous opponents, he remained composed. As the rounds progressed, it became clear that Green had arrived with a plan. He wasn't trying to knock Tyson out with one punch. He was trying to survive the early storm and drag the young contender into deeper waters. Tyson continued pressing the action. He ripped hooks toward the body, fired combinations upstairs, and looked for openings whenever Green's guard dropped. The crowd roared each time Tyson landed a clean shot, but Green refused to disappear. Time after time, he absorbed punishment and kept fighting. For Tyson, this represented a different challenge. Most opponents had already begun to crumble by this stage of the fight. Green, however, was still standing in front of him, still talking, still resisting. The frustration began to show. Green had built a reputation as one of boxing's great trash talkers, and he didn't stop once the fight started. Throughout the contest, he spoke to Tyson, taunted him, and attempted to get inside his head. It was a tactic designed to break Tyson's concentration. Whether it worked is debatable, but it certainly added another layer to the contest. The fight became increasingly physical. Whenever Tyson surged forward, Green grabbed him. Whenever Tyson created space, he launched another attack. The pattern repeated itself round after round. Tyson's punches were clearly the more damaging blows. Green's success came from his ability to remain standing. As the middle rounds approached, Tyson continued winning exchanges. His bodywork was especially effective. Hooks crashed into Green's ribs and sides, gradually wearing down the larger man. But Green's toughness was proving extraordinary. No matter what Tyson landed, Green found a way to continue. For the crowd, it was fascinating to watch. They had come expecting another quick knockout. Instead, they were witnessing one of Tyson's longest professional fights to date. Each passing round raised new questions. Could Green actually hear the final bell? Could Tyson maintain his relentless pace? Would the younger fighter become frustrated if the knockout never came? The answers slowly revealed themselves. Tyson never stopped attacking. Even when Green tied him up, even when the fight became messy, Tyson continued searching for opportunities. His conditioning allowed him to maintain pressure deep into the contest, something many critics had questioned because so few of his fights lasted long enough to test him. Green, meanwhile, showed exactly why he had reached the upper levels of the heavyweight division. Though he struggled to keep Tyson off him consistently, he refused to surrender mentally or physically. Every time Tyson appeared ready to overwhelm him, Green managed to survive another round. As the championship-style distance approached, Green accomplished something no previous Tyson opponent had managed. He was still there, still fighting, still refusing to go away. The crowd recognized it as well. Even though Tyson was clearly ahead on the scorecards, Green's durability earned respect. Surviving against Tyson in 1986 was an achievement in itself. By the later rounds, both fighters showed signs of wear. Tyson's face glistened with sweat as he continued his pursuit. Green's body language revealed the effects of absorbing round after round of punishment. Yet neither man backed down. Tyson kept moving forward. Green kept enduring. When the final round began, the outcome was no longer in doubt. Tyson had controlled the fight. He had landed the cleaner punches, dictated the pace, and won the majority of the exchanges. But one goal remained out of reach, the knockout. The crowd sensed it too. As the final minutes ticked away, Tyson pressed forward looking for a dramatic finish. Green did everything possible to deny him that opportunity. He clinched when necessary, moved when possible, and fought back when openings appeared. Finally, the last bell rang. For the first time in Mike Tyson's professional career, an opponent had managed to go the full 10-round distance. The fight was over. Both men returned to their corners. The judge's decision was merely a formality. Moments later, Tyson was announced as the winner by unanimous decision. The crowd applauded. Tyson remained undefeated. Another victory had been added to his record. Yet despite losing, Mitch Green had accomplished something important that night. He had survived. At a time when Tyson was demolishing opponents in spectacular fashion, Green had endured 10 full rounds with the future heavyweight champion.